What is going on, everybody? It is Krieg, and I'm back with an unboxing. Probably the best unboxing like this you'll see on my channel. And admittedly, the stuff about the unbox is not even mine. Some of you might remember I had a comic presence for a little bit on here. I was really into it, and I do love comics, but one of those life things come. Had to make a sale. I actually sold almost the entirety of my comic collection to a pretty well known YouTuber. He was a good guy, and he gave me a very fair price considering he's buying for resale. Not gonna say who it is, yada yada. But during my time as a collector, I did get a CGC account. I did not grade that much though. I think the guy who bought my comics thought I didn't grade it all. I grade all the time. I just bought stuff graded. But anyway, I did grade some stuff here and there. And a buddy of mine, as I was doing comics, getting into it, was sort of finding it again. He was buying a couple here and there. No huge, nothing huge. Stuff like, for Bane breaks Batman's back, and First Bishop, and Archangel, stuff like that. But he did remember from his childhood, he had some pretty cool comics hidden away up in ye old attics. And I kept encouraging him, hey man, when you find them, we'll send them in, yada yada. And he did. Only 6 books. We went through what he had, what made sense grading or not. Sadly, and I saw John, you're watching this, one of the books we graded, based off the graders notes, I guess there was a lot of stuff we missed because it came back bad, man. But thankfully it's not one of the big ones, so I think you'll still be pleased with this. So I'm going to open up, he sent in 6 books, my buddy John. And we sent these back in October, mid-ish October. And they're in now. I was told they were delayed a little bit because of, he did want custom labels on them, which is neat. And they said they were out, but it's funny part is like 2 days after the guy told me, oh yeah, it's being delayed, we're still waiting for the labels, I don't know when they're gonna come in. I got this saying it shipped like 2 days after that. So 2 days after I set my friend up for, well, it's gonna be a little bit longer, buddy. All of a sudden, here we go. Even better too, FedEx notification. This was supposed to come on Monday. And I wasn't even sure about that because I thought they might have been closed Monday, but thankfully it came today. I get to do the video. I'll surprise my buddy with it because he's waiting for Monday for it to even maybe happen. But the first 2 books are the modern submissions. And one of the modern submissions is very, very cool. One of the modern submissions is that was a book that definitely shouldn't have been sent in. I guess that could always be conspiracy theory. Maybe something happened to the book when it was there, but we didn't do scans or anything like that. So we probably should have, but it just might not be an issue with that at all. I will show you the one book that shouldn't have been graded, John. It's modern, and it's not the one. It's But Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man #1, which is also is this the first appearance? No, it's not the first appearance. It's a Tarantula appearance. It's not the first appearance. It's like, I know what Tarantula comes in. But this is the one the graded notes came back on. We did get them pressed. We didn't do anything with, well, John got them pressed. But based off the notes, I don't know. There was definitely staining on the back. I could see that, and I did see that then. I'm just surprised it got knocked down this low at 4.5. It displays, I'm going to be that guy, it displays a lot nicer. Although I don't think my buddy's displaying them. He's going to keep them away safely. But this, John, this is going to be the only disappointment, I promise you. This one is my favorite. It's not the most valuable. I will give the values for the other ones as I go through them, just looking on eBay, what I think for it. This is more for him than those of you watching it. But he did put in the Secret Wars, one of the 2 first appearances of the black suit. And we got 9.2. He got 9.2 on it, and it is white pages with the custom labels, and that is the perfect custom label for this book. That's why he got it. It does look phenomenal on there. And this book, again, I don't know. The one thing CGC doesn't do that I wish they did is they give graded notes if it's bad. But like a 9.2 versus a 9.4, I kind of want to know, because it's not a spine tick thing, it's not a corner thing, but either way, this on average without this the custom label anyway, it seems like 210, 215. There have been a couple that went a little bit under, but there have been a bunch that went a little bit higher. And again, white pages is really important for newer books. I mean, it also plays a huge role in an older book, but this one having white pages helps out a lot. So, I think my buddy paid pound $4 for everything, because he did pressing, he did the grading of 6 of them, and 4 of them are, again, older books, so the cost is a little bit higher. I think that was the price range for it. But those are those 2. Next, we have the box. This is a very cool sampling. Now, I had a lot of cool comics in my collection, and I have had comics of the ilk of 3 or 4 of these before, value-wise. Like, I had a bunch of books that, probably could be 500, 400, etc. But he got a book in here that I was never able to touch. And when I looked to get it, I always looked to get a lower version of it. So we shall look at those together. See, I wasn't going to pretend I didn't know the grades going in. Like, I know some people do that. The only time I ever did an unboxing with some CGC, I did not look. But since this is for my buddy, I was more curious. So, put these down. Any guesses what's coming? I'll tell you, he's sending all Spider-Man stuff. Okay, I'm going to put that one down, because that's the biggie. Should be more careful with that. There we go. So, we have, okay, Off-White to White Pages 7, Amazing Spider-Man number 47. And, I told him, like, he asked me if he should send this in, and I'm like, well, it's a Craven from the 60s, and this is one of those iconic Craven covers. And Off-White to White is pretty damn good on that. I know the comics world is in a weird upheaval right now. Some of it is because of some stuff that happened with CGC. And books are going down, like, there's dips happening, but this is a book that I do think is going to go up when the Craven stuff all comes out. Right now, on average, it's about 200. So 200 for this, we'll say 200 for the black suit. We'll say 200 for the Secret Wars 8 too. And said with the 4.5, that's probably $40. Next we have The Death of Gwen Stacy. Again, Off-White to White Pages and 6.5. This is looking around about $350 from what I saw average wise. And again, you have custom labels in all these. More of a new Spider-Man take on the other labels, but they didn't have the traditional, and I still think I still think it was neat for them. And that's what my boy wanted. Okay. Next we have, what is this one? Do I remember? Oh, Morbius. 6.5, Off-White Pages. Again, when I looked at this, there was definitely a slight spine issue on this book. But when I looked at these go about probably $350-ish on average. Maybe a tick below. I know this book went mad initially when Morbius movie was coming out. I know it was big during the pandemic. And then the movie came out and it kind of took a hit. But Morbius, in the comics anyway, is still a cool character. So if you keep a track, what do we got? We got 200, 200, 350, 350, 700, 1100 we're at. And we'll say 1150 with the Tarantula book in there. Maybe 40. But here's the big one. Now, admittedly, I don't really know how to grade the pages because the page quality isn't Off-White to White. It's cream to Off-White. So that way it's not in the best place. But, come on, man. We have Amazing Spider-Man 129, the first appearance. I actually did have this comic when I was younger. And unfortunately, I sold it probably for a couple hundred. Not even that. Anyway. I didn't want to think about what the collection I had. This was the second time I had to purge my comics. But life happened. So yeah, this was a beautiful book. It does have the custom label too. They didn't have a Punisher label, otherwise you would have went with that. But a 7 in this book, like, this is over 1,000 for sure. Again, as to some of them like 1,600, 1,700, but that's with Off-White to White. So I imagine this is going to still be a minimum of $1,000 book for my buddy. Which that said, so that he put in 4 something, and he did 6 books. Now, his cost on those 6 books was I'll say 200. I think it's even less than that, because he's going back to where he was younger. So we'll say 200. And then his cost for grading was 4 something, that's 6 something, and now altogether 2,100. And you know as well as I do that that Punisher book can go back up again. You know, the Morbius book can go back. They're good keys. Gwen Stacy's good key. Black Suit Spider-Man. So these are books that I think the value, I don't think it's going to go any lower than it is now, and I do think it has potential for it to grow. So thank you for watching my video. Will I pick up a comic again here and there? Maybe. Maybe if it's a cool horror cover or something like that. But usually when I move away, I'm like, I'll never be able to build that back up. But I did enjoy it, and I still do enjoy the world of comics. So I'm grateful my buddy let me sort of let me do that for him, or let me, participate in this and doing a video. He doesn't do it himself, so I figured, why not get some people to see it's worth grading some old stuff if just sitting around, because at the very least you protect your value, and it's also safe in case of flooding or anything like that. The encapsulation. Anyway, again, I know it's a long video. I will be back to my movie series later today too, for those of you that watch me for that. But for those of you that wanted to go back a little bit with the comic fly that was on this channel for a bit, you got your fill. And John, I hope you like your comics. Peace.